Now this is the review of of your first test. This is one of the others of the two. I think this is the blue copy. The yellow is going to be very similar, so you should be able to go over that as well. Okay, I'm going to make this quick. I've attached this file with these answers, okay, and you should be able to access them through Edmodo, but right now I've got to go through this quickly. Okay, so I'm hoping that these top ones here you were able to figure out by now. I mean, you got to know what the difference between intersecting, parallel, and skew are, and that's all that these were addressing. Some of the true false you have to be careful about, because if it's not always true, then you have to say it's false. Okay? So if two lines do not intersect, then they are parallel. What's false about that is that if two lines in a plane do not intersect, then they are parallel. That would be true, but the fact that it didn't mean that it didn't say in a plane could have implied they were skew lines. If angle ABC plus angle CBD equal 180, then the points A, B, and C are collinear. Well, okay, if two angles add up to 180, okay, you could have two right angles adding up to a 180 up here. Let's look at EDC and EDA. They add up to 180, but those points A, D, and C are not collinear. So that would be an example of where that's not the case. Okay. Given the area of a circle, the circumference of the circle can be determined. We've had problems like that. In fact, one of the last problems on the quiz on this test addresses that. If AM plus MB equals AB, that's a statement of segment addition, then M is the midpoint of AB? No, not necessarily. I mean, it could be, the segment was split up, it's 2 plus 3 equals 5. It doesn't have to, it could be 1 plus, 1 plus 4 equals 5. It doesn't have to be 2.5 and 2.5 equals 5. 3 points are collinear, if 3 points are collinear, then they are coplanar. No, here's 3 collinear points, and there's infinitely many planes that go through those 3 points. So any 3 points are sometimes coplanar. Any 3 points, okay? Here are 3 points which are coplanar. Here are 3 points which are not coplanar. Okay? The intersection of two planes will always be a line. Any two lines in a plane sometimes will be parallel. Either they're parallel or intersecting. There's only two conditions if it's in a plane. Given an angle, it can always be bisect. That is to cut in half. Okay? Here we go with these. All right? Segment addition. RS plus ST equals the whole thing RT. Write the statement of segment addition right down there. Okay? Fill in the algebra statements. 4x plus 8 equals 3 plus 3x plus 4 equals 9x plus 2. Do the simplification, ends up showing you x equals 5. If x is equal to 5, then I ask you for RS. RS is 4x plus 8, so it's 4 times 5 plus 8, so that's 28, and RS is found the same way, okay? RT rather, which is 4 times 5 plus 2, which is 47, okay? Next, a lot of people didn't account for the fact that the angle AOB here and the angle COD are equal. You have to write down the statement of the angle addition. 1, 2, 3. The sum of the 3 angles equals the whole angle, which is 120. Do the algebra. X comes out to be 16. Okay? A lot of people did not account for, I only gave you AOB, but you had to consider that COD was the same, 21 and 21. A lot of people left that out. Okay? That cost you points. Alright, same thing as you did up here. You found X, then you throw it back into the angle values and find the angles. Okay? B is the midpoint, which means, okay, AB and BC are equal. Paint the picture. B is the midpoint of AC, so BC is equal to AB. There it is. Solve for X. X is 22. Throw it back in, find the values. I'll list them down there. 130 as AB, because why? It's 6 times, B BC, which is 6 times 22, 132 less 2, that's 130. This is 130. Their sum is 260. Distance midpoint. Kind of know the midpoint formula. That's exactly all this was. X1 plus X2 over 2. A lot of you didn't know the right formula. Write the formula down. Negative 3 plus 3 over 2. That's 0 over 2, which is 0. Negative 1 plus 7. Use your calculators if you forget the sign numbers. A lot of you guys problems with the signs right there. Okay? Negative 1 and 7 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. Right? Distance formula. Write it down. Write it down. Put the numbers in. Okay? Let your calculator do the work. Okay? It ended up being the square root of 100, which everybody should know is 10. Okay? X1. X2 minus X1. So it's 3 minus negative 3. Remember what I showed you over here. Label those points. Label those points so you don't get confused. Okay? It's not difficult. Write down the formula. Memorize the formula. You needed to know that. You know you needed to know that. This is a little twist on the problem. Okay? Because here the midpoint is given. Alright? So remember, we did this one in class. Well, one just like it. And I asked you to draw it so you could see that, oh, look, I got A, I got M, I don't have B. So you could see whether you were on the right path or not. X1 plus X2 over 2 equals the X coordinate, which is negative 1. So that's 4 plus, I don't know what the X coordinate of B is. So that's why I called it XY. 4 plus X over 2, okay, equals negative 1. Cross multiply. X equals negative 6. Approach to find Y the same way, okay? It's not hard. Just use the rules. All right. This problem was in your in the textbook, section 1-7, the exact problem. Okay. Yeah, it tells you build a fence around. Build a fence around. Okay. So you say, oh, the pool is 15 feet wide, but then you got 3 feet on either side. 3 feet on either side. So you get 15 plus 3 here and 3 here is 6 is 21 feet on the side for fencing that you need. Likewise here, 20 feet, okay? 20 feet and 15 feet on the border here. I mean, 3 feet on the border here and 3 feet on the border. That's 26 feet. And then it's the perimeter, 2 lengths plus 2 widths. You know, a lot of you didn't add these 3. So guess what? Say you're a contractor, you're building this, okay? You come up with something less than that. People had 81, people had 78 feet of fencing. You're charging, okay, you're charging $20 per foot of fencing. So guess what? You told them it's 81 feet, and you have to pay for it. You have to pay the difference. That's on you. So you got to be careful of your measurements, okay? This one, okay? This one's right out of the book too. Right out of the book, okay? I changed the values up a little bit. I apologize. I think I put 8. I should put 9 here. If you had work there, I didn't take it off. It was fine. But here's the figure, okay? Find the area in the perimeter. What's the perimeter? Add up the lengths. Just trace it around. 9, 9, 3, 3. Add them all up, okay? What's the area? Well, you could probably see it. You took this, if you took this square out and pasted it over here, you'd have an area, okay, which was a rectangle. Or what I did is I said I took the whole area and subtract from it a box here, and another box here. Look at the book, the exact same problems in your book, section 1-7. Okay? What's the area of the shaded region? It's the rectangle minus the 6 circles. Each circle is a radius of 4 inches. Each circle is a radius of 4 inches. So look, here you got 4, 8. So the diameter is 8. The diameter is 8. That means this width here is 2 times 8, or 16. Likewise, here you got 3 diameters. You got 3 diameters. 8, 16, 24 is that length there. So, you know, you write down a formula. It's a rectangle minus 6 circles. Rectangles length times width, which is, I don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that. Which is 16 times 24, okay? less than 6 circles, all right? And I told you, use your calculator, but don't go any further than that. 384 minus 96 pi. Don't go any further than that, please. Okay, just leave it at that. Here, lastly, if the circumference of the circle is 18 pi, well, circumference is given by the formula 2 pi r. 2 pi r is said to equal 18 pi. All right, you solve that, you find the radius is 9. Okay, then and then it's asking for the area, which is pi r squared. Knowing that r is 9, 9 squared is 81, the area is 81 pi. Okay, it's 81 pi, leave it alone. Next, find the perimeter and the area. What's the perimeter? The distance around. The distance around. You got here a half a circle, here a half a circle. So you know it's this straightaway path, 75, 275s, because you got straightaway here. Then you have a circle. Okay? Circle is pi d. Pi, the diameter is 40. So it's 2 times 75 plus pi d. Okay, I'm 150 plus 40 pi. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't go any further than that. That's where it says. Some people did the perimeter going with these vertical strips of 40. That's not the perimeter. Perimeter's distance around. I don't think I'd take anything off if I did that much, but that's not the perimeter. Okay, what's the area? It's a rectangle, 75 by 40, which is 3,000, plus a circle. The circle's radius 20, pi r squared. R, 20, 20 squared, 40, 400. So it's 3,000 plus 400 pi. It's exactly what it is. That's how it stays. That's your test, okay? That's your test. You want to take the retest, it's going to look very similar to that. Make sure you can duplicate all this, okay? It's not that difficult. Make sure you can duplicate it all. All right?